Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us for this Workshop Wednesday. I'm sorry for all the technical trouble. I know that's kind of a pain in the booty, but that's what we had today. So today I'm going over some things about like getting certified as a personal trainer. It's kind of a more specific topic than we usually have. We usually have things that are like more geared specifically towards Beachbody. So we have a little bit of both tied in today. A lot of it really goes hand in hand anyways. That's the experience that I'm having. The reason why I'm talking to you guys about this is because a couple months ago, I decided that that's the route I wanted to go with my business and with my career. I've loved Beachbody. It's done a ton for me as far as personal development is concerned, as far as like making connections with other moms, people like-minded that are really driven. That's been something that's been invaluable to me, and it just kind of translated well. And kind of by accident, I ended up in the perfect situation where I contacted an old friend from high school, and I was like, hey, I am just curious. I don't know how to get certified or which ones are the best ones. Do you mind kind of like just talking to me about it and walking me through the process? And she was, well, sure, come in and check out my gym. And I was like, oh, okay. That's weird. Not knowing that she was the manager of the gym and that's pretty much her business, and she mentors people through this. I didn't ask her for a mentorship. She was like really gracious and just blessed me and was like, here, you can come in. It's like a personal training boutique, which means it's very, very expensive, very specific. And so I'm like in awe every day that I was put in the perfect situation where now I'm like working with higher end clients, learning day in and day out. Like I'm not just reading my textbook. I get to actually go into this place every day and like, I don't know, it's crazy. I get to work through the whole process. So I'm feeling really blessed, and I just kind of wanted to pass the information on to you guys. I know that we've had a lot of people from our team express that they wanted to know kind of how to get more involved in any kind of health field, nutrition, personal training. Even we've had past coaches that decided to become life coaches because of this experience. So I just kind of wanted to give you some information on how to do that. First and foremost, anyone that knows me knows that I'm a gushy, like uber talky person. I love people and I love relationship and I love to talk too much. So starting with that, no matter who you are though, I think you have to know your heart. You have to know, if you're going into this process, know what you really want out of it, what your desires are, where you want to go. More importantly, the things that have been really important to me and I think resonate to a lot of this team is, what do you want your kids to see? Think of your circumstance where you are right now. What do you want your kids to see you becoming? The things that you're struggling through, what do you want them to know to do in the future when they're grown adults? When my kids are 27, if they're in like a tough situation financially, if they're having a hard time getting a good footing after years of, trouble and stuff, I want them to know how to go, you know what, I want to take control of my life. I know that this is unusual, but I'm going to go out and get a job as a nurse. I'm going to get an education for whatever, something I feel passionate about. That's something I want my kids to see. That ties into your why with Beachbody. It's the same thing. Your why with Beachbody is really just your why in life, right? Like you guys are looking at your why in Beachbody going, but this is actually why I do everything. Like I wouldn't ever, like my why is not specific to Beachbody. My why is specific to my kids, to my family, to my income. It's specific to my lifestyle, but it's not Beachbody specific. And actually, that's kind of a point that Rachel's been on with me lately. Sorry, I'm like bunny trailing off of my notes, but you guys all know Brandy Botts, and she's amazing. And she's just an incredible example of who and what to be in this business. And one of the things that she says repeatedly is that she is not a Beachbody coach. She is Brandy Botts Health and Fitness, and she uses Beachbody's products. I want you guys to remember that as we go through this, and as you guys progress in your own business as well. I know I get stuck in the headspace all the time that I'm a Beachbody coach. I work for Beachbody. Not true at all. And I don't even think Beachbody wants that, because otherwise they'd have just a bunch of tiny little Beachbody coaches running around not making successes. That's not what our team has been made of. All of you ladies are, you know, Dana Esposito Health and Fitness, Anna Barnett Health and Fitness. You guys just use Beachbody's products. You guys have a product that you believe in that you can use as a tool to help people be successful. Remember that this is your business, and as you move on to other things, still going to be entirely your business. More importantly than all of that, who do you want to be at the end of this? Like I said, I want to be an example to my children, really. We've had a really tough few years, but especially the last year. My kids have seen some weird things, and I know they're looking at me all the time going, Mommy, what do we do? And I'm going, I don't know, like, but we're going to figure it out along the way. Who do you want to be to your family, to your own life? Do you have a vision for how successful how you want to be? Do you have like kind of this innate sense of like, you know, that there's kind of more for you to be than what you are right now? That's really why we're all in this business, right? We all got into health coaching because we kind of know that there's more than what we've been doing. Always, 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 I feel like it never matters what we're talking about. Reassess your why. Always assess your why. Does your why work for you anymore? If it doesn't, then, you know, start over. Look at what's most important to you right now in your life and see if your why is going to line up with the moves that you're going to make in your career from here. You don't need to be in the right spot to go and try something new. So if you are looking at a certification, whether it's in nutrition or personal training or, shoot, what else is there? I wish I could think of more than just those two. You know, even massage therapy, anything. If you're thinking of moving forward, just remember you don't need to be in the perfect situation. I think most of us, I know that when I started Beachbody, my first question to Rachel was, but I'm not physically fit. Like, I'm not ready yet. I still have 20 pounds to lose. How am I going to do this? And she was like, show everybody. And same goes for your own life as you move forward in these steps. Remember that what you're going through right now is going to be what builds you and how you become as successful as you are. I walked into my personal training knowing still, again, that I had a little more weight to lose, and my mentor didn't look at me and go, oh, you can't do this. You're not fit. She wanted to talk to me about the emotional aspect, and if I know how to take care of people, if I know how to bond with people, if I know how to get results through the relationships that I have with them. But she wasn't concerned about my weight because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. That's the joy of this. I get to show people how to do this, and you guys get to forge the relationships with them along the way. The other thing that I found interesting in one of the articles I sent, that I'll send you guys in the comments when I post this video, your clients don't care about your certifications. Totally true. Have you guys ever like seen a nutritionist or anything like that and not really known like what their credentials are? Or even your doctor, sometimes they have like hidden specialties that we don't even know about. And honestly, clients, because they don't know the jargon, usually don't particularly care. But you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. One of the things in my decision to do this was because I felt like as I was coaching people, health coaching people, some of the claims that I wanted to make, I didn't really know if they held water. Certain things like, do we eat enough protein? Do we not? Do we need carbs? Do we not? Like, some of the things I wanted real, like, scientific research on, and you Google the internet and it's going to be a totally different answer on every website. So those were things that I wanted to build my credibility. I wanted to hold myself to a higher standard where even though I'm still going to be coaching through Beachbody as well as my personal training business, I wanted to be able to look at them and go, I know this is going to work. I'm not just throwing ideas at you. So remember that when you're adding those certifications, when you're adding new things to your business, you're really trying to up the quality. And you know what? I need to side note this. This doesn't even have to be certifications. You guys could literally just be doing like Dr. Axe webinars or, you know, anything that's continuing your education and like really growing who you are as a coach. I guess that falls into personal development too. Just make sure that you're constantly hungry for the next step in your business so that you can better help people. Let me see, I'm running through my notes. I'm sorry, guys, I get so off course. Like, I get excited to talk to you guys, so I get off, and then I'm like, where am I? One of the things that's going to be great as you guys do get your, you know, any kind of continued education where you're you're helping people move forward, is it's going to really help the quality of your business, which is going to mean client retention. You're going to keep those people. I know that for the longest time, I had a lot of clients through Beachbody that would fall off after 2 or 3 months, or even just be like, oh, my first Shakeology order was really expensive. I don't want another one. And that's because I wasn't providing the quality that they needed. Because yes, they can drink their shake all day long, but they didn't see results in that 30 days because I didn't push them. That's going to be a huge deal when it comes to, you know, if I could have given them the right information, if I felt confident in myself and the information I was giving them, they could have been more successful. They could have stuck with me. And on top of that, they would have been like, hey, I lost 15 pounds, girl, I got this coach. And then, you know, send people your way. So just remember that adding any kind of education, whether it's formal or not, it's going to be good for your business. I would say the only thing about webinars and things is make sure that your source is credible. There's a lot of free webinars on Facebook. I don't know if I'm the only one that like all of my sponsored ads are webinars for like health coaching. It's great that they provide them, but some of them are a little shoddier than others. So just be careful. Now I'm going to get real specific for like a few minutes about personal training certificates for those that needed to know this on like which certificates are good for who. This would take like forever if I actually broke it down. So that's why I'm going to leave you guys those links in the comments. Most personal training certificates require that you be 18 years old, of course, get a GED, and that you're CPR certified. And that's it. What is it? CPR certification is a weekend, a day, a few hours. Like, it's not a big deal. Sometimes it varies from state to state. You just need to check in your state to see if there's any extra. There's like in California, there's another certification you need as well as CPR, but it's like another one of those things where it's just a few hours for a day. It is so confusing if you start Googling personal certificate, like personal training certificates, because there's like 100 different companies that lead this. And I'm just going to break down the ones that have been the most popular that I've seen and give you exactly why they are what they are and who they are geared towards. The first one is ACE, like as in ACE Bandages, like literally the same company. They provide information for you to train literally all types of clients. Now, the reason I mention this one first is because it's actually the easiest test to pass, kind of when you look it up. And almost everyone is like, just get the ACE certificate. Because after you get your certificate, once you pass, it's a pretty high success rate with the test. Once you're done with the test, you can still do continued education through ACE. So you can get more specific with the field that you want to be in. I really like that about them. They weren't who I ended up going with. I will explain that later. But I do actually really, I like that. It's really widely taken through most gyms. I would suggest that if this is a career field that you want to look into, start looking at like prospective employment and look at what certifications they accept, because all different places accept different certificates. The next one is ACSM. I will also put these notes in, well, actually this is in one of the websites. I literally just did this in order so that it was easy to follow. ACSM is geared more towards working for organizations, hospitals, and wellness centers. It's used more in like clinical settings. So this would be like you're an assistant to a physical, I'm sorry, like, I don't know why I'm losing the word, but like, you know, if someone's injured and you're like I wish that I could, like my brain would do this. It's such a simple word and I use it all the time, but physical therapist, holy cow, guys. So if you're looking for that kind of setting where you're looking at maybe even getting into physical therapy, like as you go on, you're looking at a deeper education, more at like a doctorate level, but you just want to get started, then a certificate through, let's see, ACSM, that's going to be a good way to start working side by side with a physical therapist. ISSA is another one that I've only heard a little bit about this one, but it's typically used in popular gyms like Gold's Gym, Lifetime Fitness, Bally's, and Equinox. It focuses on improving body composition and bodybuilding in non-athletic adults. Body composition, in case this doesn't make a lot of sense because we don't use this a lot in Beachbody. Body composition is the change between, like, say, being 140 pounds and feeling kind of fluffy, and 6 months down the road being 140 pounds and like lean and muscular. That's the difference. Like, body composition is how much your body has changed in like muscle mass versus fat. That's the best way that I can explain it. This particular one is built for like non-athletic adults, which is kind of one of the only ones that is made for non-athletic. Most certifications are geared towards physically active or athletic adults, and then it starts to, you can get like other continued education certifications beyond that. This one, NASM is what I chose. The reason I did this is because I'm a dummy and it has the the highest fail rate. That wasn't really the reason, but it stresses me out when I think about it. It's really widely accepted between a lot of different places. Everywhere I wanted to work accepted this particular certification, which is why I chose it. And I kind of felt like I was leaning towards it every time I read exactly how they wanted to use things. It uses what's called the optimum performance training model, which incorporates the most current scientific research from human performance. A lot of times, like, they won't update textbooks and things for a long time. Literally, my online textbook has like slashes through certain statements where they're like, we found this inaccurate. Like, so they're literally like changing the science as they go, which I actually really appreciate, because I know with these things that they do change. They find something that, you know, I mean, otherwise would never progress. Like, science behind like human movement 20 years ago is 100% different than what it is now. I mean, you'd notice a lot of aerobics classes back then. Now you're going to look at a lot of like high impact interval training kind of things, because we found that that actually does more for changing people's body composition and their fitness. So that's why I chose NASM, because I felt like I was going to get the most accurate, the most scientific information, which is just how my brain works. This is geared towards physically active and athletic adults, but like ACE, this has very specific continued education. So I can also choose to get into corrective exercise. I can get into women's health, which means I can work with people that are pregnant. I can work with postpartum. I can work with, if I want, I can get into special populations, which means like elderly folks who are kind of run down. I can work with children. Like, it has all these different options that I can gear my business towards if I want. So that's why I really ended up choosing them, is I felt like they had the most to offer long run, and it offered the most current information to work one-on-one with clients. Another one, this is the last one, is the NSCA, which is more for physically active adults again, although it provides a wide variety of information that can lend itself to different types of clients. This is considered one of the leading certification programs, because even though it is geared towards physically active adults, they give the widest amount of information for one program. So you may not need continued education once you're done with this one. All of these range from about $500 to $1,500. I know one girl that got away with only paying $200 for her test because someone else had a textbook, but that was it. You're gonna have to pay pretty high for any kind of extra information that you want. Like, I used online tools, so I paid a little extra, but it's been totally worth it. There's usually about a $200, $100, $300, it depends, retest fee if you fail. And they also require you, unless you have a bachelor's degree or higher in kinesiology, they require you to get recertified every 1 to 2 years, depending on which certification you choose. Not hard. You're either going to get, again, continued education, use those credits towards that, or you can, just kind of retest. The first thing, I'm right at the tail end here, guys. I'm going to open it up to questions, because I don't even remember what I had as questions in the beginning. But in order to get started, The first thing that I found online and for myself, like I said, completely by accident, I was just asking that girl if she knew how to get certified, like who I should go through. But find yourself a mentor. Find yourself, like I said, if you're in nutrition, find yourself a dietitian or a nutritionist that can help you. Look for a personal trainer that has a lot of experience. If you're looking at getting into personal training, these people are going to be like so valuable to you, because I feel like actually the majority of the things that I've learned and I've been able to help people with in the last couple months has all been through the experience with my mentor. Yeah, I got it from the book. That's cool. Some of the stuff is really cool, but I didn't know how to apply it practically until I had someone to show me. So literally once a week, she goes over the chapters I went over, and I'll tell her I don't understand, problems with people's gait. She'll explain to me people's gait. She'll explain corrective exercise. She'll explain, different muscle systems that work together. Without someone's guidance, it's really, really hard to understand all of this. You'll still probably be successful. You can still probably get a job somewhere, but this is going to help you already have your foot in the door, be able to retain those clients, keep everybody with you. One last thing that I want to note, and this is completely like Beachbody and personal related. Remember that as you run your business, to give out complimentary service, just like we do with free groups, 5-day clean eating, 7-day clean eating. I give out 2 personal free training sessions, or I'll give out 2 weeks of group training, anything like that. Just remember that it's complimentary and it's not free, if that makes sense. It's costing you your time. Limit the spaces in it. Remember that your work is valuable. What you ladies do on a daily basis is literally life-changing. That's why we got into this, and that's why we stay in it, because we're helping people move a totally different direction. So just remember that as you go through it. When you're running your groups and stuff, just remember to say to your prospective participants, I would just say, hey, I have a trial going on, a 7-day trial to see what my Beachbody community is like. Would you like to try it? I have 5 spaces available. They're only available through these dates. Please come and check it out. I just remember, I think more importantly, that you guys are really valuable. You guys are an asset to people that they really need. Remember to check up on your clients and love on them and really build that relationship with them. Otherwise, I'm done talking your ear off. I felt like that information was really specific and educational. I usually like doing more fun, stuff that feeds the soul, so it feels a little funky to me. But I will send you guys those links, and I'm going to open it up. Feel free to unmute yourself if you guys have any questions at all. Anyone?
Yes. I had to run upstairs, so you may have answered this, but how are you incorporating Beachbody? Because with personal training, obviously you're doing your own thing at the gym usually. So are you just gonna try and incorporate Shakeology for the nutrition side of it, or how are you gonna talk about Beachbody programs? Do you know what you want to do with that?
So this is iffy because I haven't. I don't want to step on the gym's toes. A lot of gyms have really clear-cut standards. They're like, no, we push this line of stuff, and so you are not allowed to push your own stuff. I thankfully am not in that situation. They don't have their own lines. Every coach, because that's exactly what they call us, health coaching is the same thing there. Everyone has different standards. One of the guys is completely vegan and pushes all of his clients that way. Another girl is, I'm the one that's like, eat 50% fat. I'm that mess. And then we have other people that are strictly protein in your diet. Everyone has a different approach, and all of them work just for different clients. So I've been using Shakeology as a tool for the people that I am helping. As far as the programs are concerned, I haven't stepped into suggesting programs as well as training yet. I haven't tested the waters on it. I don't want to get those those hairs crossed with my mentor and be like, before you even get me completely hired, I'm suggesting other things to people. That's just out of wisdom, but I know that over time I will be able to suggest to people, say like when I have a personal training client that only comes in twice a week, I can also be like, but hey, I have this one workout, quarter force, that's just as hard as what I've been giving you. And I think you should do these on the days in between so that I'm not having to create more from scratch because that's going to cost her more, really. Like it's going to be easier if she picks up a program that I really highly approve of. So there are ways to incorporate it. I think the actual answer, which is kind of uncomfortable, is it depends on who you are. And how you feel like you can incorporate that into your business. I don't have a problem incorporating the performance line or Shakeology into my business. I love that my credibility is going up with being certified and being able to tell people that are coming to me strictly for Beachbody that, hey, I can also do this for you. That goes back to being like, I am Bethany Mallett Health and Fitness. I can really break it down into bundles now. I can be like, you can either, do the optimum bundle where I'm going to be able to personal train you. You're going to have Shakeology and you're also going to have a program. Or you can get Shakeology in a program and I'll mentor you through the health coaching process, or down at the bottom, you can get Shakeology and we'll do just health coaching. So that's really, it's my business. That's what I love about it. And I appreciate that Rachel keeps reiterating that to me because I forget. I'm like, oh, I have to keep Beachbody and my personal training business separate. And she's like, no, you don't. Like, no, these are the same, one and the same, and they go together really well. So yes, that is definitely something that you can incorporate into your business if that's something you want to do. Are there any other questions? Kayla, Dana, Kyla, anybody have any questions? All right. Well, I hope that answered some things. Like I said, it feels real weird to be like so specific. But it's been an incredible experience, kind of accidentally getting into something that I love so much. I thought that after a couple weeks of training, I would kind of be like, okay, well, now this feels like a job. I'm going to just go to work. And it's literally never felt like that. Like, I love what I'm getting into and what I'm doing and the degree to which I get to help people. It's really fun, actually, when you get to help, like, your friends and family. I was talking with my my sister-in-law and my mom last night, who both have terrible sciatic nerve pain. And I just learned how to fix that, guys. Like, how cool that my mom's chronic pain that she's had since I was a kid is something that I know now how to help her out of. So, hi, Jenny. You have some questions?
Hey. So, before I did this, before I had a kid, I was a chiropractic assistant for about 10 years.
Oh, cool.
So basically I did all the physical therapy aid, physical therapy assistant stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can't really talk about that because I am not working underneath of a doctor.
Oh.
So what do you think, what certification, because I know all the gait stuff and I know like sciatic pain and I know all of that. Like I've worked with it.
Right.
So where do you think I should go from here to doing my business?
That's a tricky one. Those links will help you as you get to like read specifically through like what each one is. If you're looking for going back into like that clinical setting, no, not so much. Then I honestly, I am totally biased for NASM. I love everything about the way that they teach you things. And if you have experience already with all of those technical little muscles and like really working specifically with helping clients heal, I feel like NASM leads that direction where they're like, I'm going to teach you everything about muscle fibers. And like, it's a little overwhelming at times, but it's a lot of information that you're already going to have. And it's something that they apply really practically to be able to help people. And I do love the continued education. I love that I can get into corrective exercises later on because it's like a different sense of pride when you relieve someone's pain. Like it's interesting. So I would definitely check out NASM. As much as I love ACE because it is easy to pass, I'm not the type of person that would rather have the easy one. I really want the one that's going to help me do the most for my clients. And NASM does have a higher fail rate, but once you pass it, you're going to be like, I for sure know my stuff. Like, I definitely am going to be able to help. And I mean, like I said, all the stuff that you already know, like that stuff's going to be so much easier for you to be able to get into that. I would definitely say NASM. Anyone else? Any other questions? All right. I appreciate so much that you ladies are on for this. I think it's amazing that our team like comes together for this stuff. I've really been liking that the workshop Wednesdays are more specific, even though it like sometimes feels weird to me. I'm like, this isn't Beachbody related, like, but it is. It really is, because this is going to better your business when you guys choose something that you want to move towards. I know that probably the next thing I'm going to do after this is NASM does offer a nutrition certification, and I want to make sure that I have that because I want to be able to really know that I'm suggesting all the right foods and the right portions, and really helping people work with their bodies specifically. So if you guys have any questions for any reason, feel free to leave it in the comments in the post when I post this video, and we'll see you guys next time, okay? All right. Thank you, ladies.